What's up, y'all? It's Danny Dillon, the Dark Angel, the Don Illuminati. I'm here to fulfill the prophecy of Machiavelli, and I just want to talk a little bit about that. This guy named Calvin Brodas, Snoop Dogg. He's a bit of a junkie. He smokes about 70 blunts a day. He's all in his own little world. A lot of fear in that man. You can tell by looking at his eyes and the way he wears glasses. And recently, he made amends with Suge Knight, so he's a good guy, and he's on. We got his back. Is he a snitch? More than likely, he is a snitch. You know why? He never goes to jail. There's paperwork online about him crying to the police about Suge Knight and what's going on with Death Row Records. So the guy is a snitch. You ask Suge about it, and he says, basically he's a nice kid, and he was talented as a rapper. They brought him onto Death Row. They needed to create an image for him, and he wanted to. At first, he wanted to become a blood, and Suge had to sit him down and tell him, look, Long Beach doesn't have any bloods, so you have to become a Crip. So that's why you see all these photos of him wearing red at first, and then Suge explained to him his options. You got the rolling 20s, yeah. And what Suge says is he gave him 3 or 4 options, and this guy goes and joined all of them. So that's the thing I like about Snoop Dogg. He's all about universal love, right? He's like, and he says it himself, he doesn't want to fight with anyone. He just likes to get along with everyone. So of course he gets along with the police and the FBI, and he'll tell anyone anything, and he's kind of like an open book to a certain extent. And that's just who he is, Snoop Dogg. Now, when he represented Tupac, received a Lifetime Achievement Award for Tupac on the stage, that wasn't right because he wasn't down with Tupac. Okay, this is the thing. They created an image, or he wants to make it seem that he and Tupac were really tight. They recorded a few songs together, and they were both on Death Row Records at the time of his death, according to Snoop Dogg. There was a dispute because Snoop was trying to make amends with the East Coast, and that was probably the right thing. Okay, honestly, if they had sat down properly, but there's something was off there, and that is, everyone's all high. That's the bottom line. Pac was high. That's where his music started going off, and that's why you have longevity in terms of rappers. The one with longevity is Jay-Z. And he doesn't really smoke weed. He smoked it once with Notorious P.I.G. He decided, hey, it's not for me. He really doesn't drink Cristal. He just owns it, and then he sips it once in a while, and he likes to be sober and clear. Pac was lost in a lot. I mean, he was paranoid. That's what happened. Something happened, and I think he was shooting above the rim, and he was playing a gangster there, and then he started getting involved with Haitian Jack, who is probably more than likely closet bisexual and is a federal informant, was trying to get Tupac to sign to. And these guys it's a black mafia family that financed Bad Boy, and they wanted Tupac to sign to Bad Boy. Tupac didn't want to because he had an issue with what the black mafia family BMF was doing, basically selling cocaine to their own people. And Jay-Z talks about it. He was doing that. He was out there and he was selling cocaine to his friends, and then shot his brother. So it does happen when you're in a low tone and you're fighting with your brother, and as a people, that's not right. Tupac took offense to that, and he was somewhat of a vigilante, and he calls himself a thug nigga. I think he was also a regulator. He would walk around strapped, and that's why he and Suge Knight got along so well. How long would they have gone? I think they would have had. I mean, this I heard when I was younger, and I hope it's true, that there's a version of "Never Had a Friend Like Me" with Suge singing some vocals, but Suge doesn't want to release it, and we know he's out there. And if Suge wanted to remix it with his vocals, I mean, that would be a hit. I guarantee you, because these two were down. There was a lot of love, you can tell, okay? And that was why Snoop was jealous and went all berserk for a while. I mean, for a while, it was like a decade or something. Think about this. Guy was shot in 96, and it was this year or last year that Snoop finally sat down with Suge, right? Because he got jealous when Pac showed up, and Pac and Suge were so tight, and Snoop was not getting the attention. And then, that album, the second album, that Dogfather, that was a complete flop. I mean, Doggy Style was tight. The Dogfather, I don't even know if there's one good track on that album. There was Midnight Love was a good track. That was a single. I don't think it was on the album. Anyway, so Snoop is always on my I pick up my phone, I see Snoop. I mean, everything I log into, I see Snoop. So he and I are related somehow. That he just keeps showing up and talking about things that I'm interested in. Yet, and he's a good guy. Like I said, he's a good guy, and he practices universal love. And I'm starting to realize that I got into a dispute with my brother because he got all hammered, he got pegged up, and then he sent me a bunch of emails, and then I had this instrumental, this hit him up instrumental, and I was like, never recorded a rap song, but let's try it. So I, in the moment, recorded it, just a couple of verses, and kind of just set the record straight, because I'm the big brother, he's a younger brother, and he's being an idiot right now. So I had to thug him out, and then afterwards I'm thinking, was that really necessary? And it was necessary, because anger is the foundation to the higher emotions, and you cannot ignore it. If you're angry for a reason, so accept it and vocalize it. That's better than suppressing it. That's what I want to say. But at the end of the day, universal love is better. Watch out for the universal gangster.